BlueCruise hands-free. How much is it worth to you, to everybody? What is the point where people are going to start paying for it as opposed to just forgetting about it and not using it? Well, that's today's discussion on Between the EVs, is whether or not BlueCruise hands-free is worth the $50 a month or $500 a year, or the over $2,000 upfront cost when you buy a Ford F-150 Lightning or Mustang Mach-E. Let's dive in and have a conversation. Welcome back, everybody. So Paul here with another episode of Between the EVs, and you join me down here in the garage. Well, not really between some EVs. As you can see, our Mustang Mach-E is currently missing. That is because my wife is currently missing with it. So we are shooting this episode today about BlueCruise hands-free. And the reason I bring this topic up, and I've brought up this topic multiple times in previous videos, but specifically this one is it worth the current cost of BlueCruise hands-free that Ford offers versus what they actually give you as far as features or functionality? And the reason I bring this up is because I recently just got an email from them, and I don't know if everybody else got this one as well, if you don't already have hands-free equipped in your vehicle. $30 a month for 2 months of BlueCruise hands-free, as long as you act before November 19th. And that kind of comes in a perfect time because at the end of this month, we are actually taking the Lightning on another road trip, and we are heading down to Florida, and I was going to subscribe to hands-free for 1 month, which would be $50. And that's kind of the way that I've been working the hands-free system. I haven't quite done it yet, but that's what I was planning on doing, is anytime we have a big road trip, I would subscribe for 30 days or 1 month and then use it for that time, and then I would just cancel it and then wait for the next time, which would come out to be a lot cheaper than the $500 that they are asking for BlueCruise hands-free, or paying for it up front with the cost of the vehicle, which would be well over $2,000. I can't remember exactly. I think it's like $2,250 or $2,500. I can't remember exactly what it was. However, that was not an option when I had bought the Lightning because it was already equipped, sold, and sent to the dealer, and ergo, it did not have BlueCruise equipped. And I actually did call up Ford BlueCruise hotline and ask them, hey, is it now a possibility for me to add BlueCruise to my truck? And they basically said no. They basically said, you can't do that. It has to be equipped with it from the factory, which makes no sense because it's software. It's just your enabling software. Why couldn't I have the option of buying it outright at this point in time or doing subscription-based? But yeah, that was pretty much what I was told. And I had heard other people on forums say that you could get it after the fact, but you know what? After doing some math and realizing what it would cost, over $2,000 for BlueCruise equipped from the factory would be the equivalent of like almost 5 years of BlueCruise at the yearly annual rate of $500. So I was thinking to myself, well, I'm probably going to keep the truck for 5 years, but am I really going to get $500 a year's worth of BlueCruise hands-free out of my truck? I don't really live in an area where we have a lot of hands-free zones. We do have one major corridor just outside here that I do travel quite a bit, but not all the time. I would say maybe 2 days a week that we take the truck on that road. Of course, we also have our Tesla that I also use as a daily driver for work and whatnot. So I don't always spend 100% of my time in my Lightning. But let's go back to the pricing, and what is exactly the price that you would pay for BlueCruise hands-free, whether it be monthly or annually or even just upfront in one big lump sum. What is it worth to you? Now, for one thing, personally, we have a 2021 Mach-E. We are now locked into that hardware set that can't go beyond, as far as I understand, BlueCruise hands-free 1.4. We can't go to the next step. So in that case, hands-free is not worth that much to me anymore because we can't even get many more improvements beyond what it's already doing. And kind of the same boat for the 2025 Lightning, unfortunately. It looks like that's going to be kind of hardware locked in at this point as well. And so we're really not going to get beyond what the current scope of that is capable of. And so paying for hands-free at this point is literally just to get the functionality of hands-free, not necessarily any more future improvements. So I am curious what you think about this, and put down in the comments what you think is a proper monthly fee for BlueCruise hands-free, especially if you're in an older vehicle where your hardware is locked in and you can only go to, basically what the current hands-free version is. And what is it worth to you? And because for me, I don't really see anything more than like $20 a month or $30 a month for that. And I'll actually get back to the email that we currently had, which we just got an email saying that if you get BlueCruise hands-free for $30 a month for 2 months. So I will get it for $30 this month, $30 next month, and then the third month it will roll over to our $50. And I sit there and I think, well, $30 a month is not too bad, but $50 a month, well, that might be pushing it a little bit outside of what I believe is the scope of what you get in hands-free, especially for my particular situation. Now, for those of you who maybe drive your vehicle every single day, it's your commuter, you're on the highways for 90% of your trip to and from work, I can understand a $50 bill every month going towards that because it's less stress, less anxiety of, having to pay attention to every bit of traffic that's coming around you, just having that extra functionality that doesn't necessarily replace you as a driver, but definitely augments the ability to maybe not so much worry about everything that's going on around you, because the car is capable of handling a lot of those tasks. And so I'm curious to hear what you think and what it's worth to you and why is it worth that much to you. So put down in the comments below. I do want to take 1 minute to thank everybody, number one, for this following year. So 2025 has been a fantastic year for us here at Tech Motoring. We have hit 5 years this year, which has been, well, beyond my beliefs of actually staying with this for 5 years. But because of all of you out there, you actually, watched the videos, commented, and have followed, subscribed, and some of you actually have joined the Tech Motoring membership. So if you hit that little join button down below, and if you'd like to support the channel in a monetary fashion. So if you want to throw a couple bucks towards Tech Motoring every month, there's a very easy way for you to do it. Just hitting that join button down below, you become a member of Tech Motoring. You do get some extra little benefits as well if you do that. And it does help support the channel, where we can put that money back into the channel and do some bigger and better things for all of you. And we do have some pretty big things coming up early next year, 2026, probably somewhere in the first half, where we got some pretty big changes happening to this spot right here, this half painted, half thrown together, just never really got finished garage that I obviously use as a garage. We keep 2 cars in here. We use it for, shooting a lot of my videos for the chargers and whatnot. So we do a lot of videos here in the garage, and I think it's about time that we actually expand and make the garage a little bit more meaningful for a place for us to do some other cool things here. And so we have some pretty big plans in 2026. We're hoping to do some different types of videos, but also more videos that you love as well. And so I want to hear more comments about what do you guys want to see in 2026? What do you guys want to experience more of? Like, I haven't been doing a lot of videos on the Mach-E recently, and I really want to do some more videos on that car specifically. So I'm thinking about maybe trying to get back into doing some Mach-E content as well. And just kind of curious what you want to see, want to hear. I know my road trip videos go over very well, so I want to do some more road trips for you guys. In fact, we just got back from a road trip in the Tesla Model 3 Performance, which we haven't really taken a long road trip in this car in a while, and this was the first long one we've taken since our trip to Colorado, which was over 2 years ago in this car. And so we're trying to do some more bigger and better things with this channel. So make sure you leave down in the comments also what you want to see going into 2026. But anyway, I am curious to hear what you have to say about BlueCruise hands-free in your particular Ford vehicle. Also, if you are a Tesla FSD subscriber, which I don't subscribe to FSD for $100 a month, I don't really see the purpose of me subscribing for $100 a month towards FSD. Just your thoughts on all this. Give me your thoughts on, do you subscribe to FSD? Do you feel like it's worth it for $100 a month? I've used FSD in this car multiple times, and it is very impressive, but I just don't see this as something that I would use all the time. So I am curious to hear what you have to say about that as well. Anyway, I'd like to thank you all very much for watching not only this episode, but all the previous ones. Make sure you like this video amongst all the other ones that we have as well. Subscribe to the channel, and make sure you take a look at our most recent road trip video in the F-150 Lightning. I say recent, it was actually back in September, but take a look at that. I'll put it up here in the corner. Thank you all very much for watching, everybody, and we'll see you on the next one. And remember, welcome to the future. Welcome to Tech Motoring. We'll see you soon.